The whole debate about corporate social responsibility since the beginning, the appearance of this process about 20 years ago, I would argue, has been about what is the proper role of a company. Is the proper role of a company to be a company, to be effective in managing resources and make a profit, and that's how they contribute to the public good? Or should a company be like a citizen? A citizen is somebody like you and like me that has a job, a private or a public job, but that is also something more than merely a public or a private worker, but somebody that has commitments to the wider society, opinions, engaging in the future of this society. So which one should a company be? And I think when you ask the question for a company, there is a question of how much of a citizen you are when you deal with the environment, with the remuneration, the wages that you pay, your salaries, the training programs, and how much beyond your immediate needs you go to. But there's a broader question, especially in a Georgian context. One thing I like particularly about Georgia is how the society of Georgia, the people of Georgia, also the public bodies, the entire country has a real project, which is to become more and more a European country. And this is a project that is partly economic, that is, we have to apply European standards to access the European market, but that goes beyond economy. And that is really a project for a country and therefore a civic project. And I think companies, when they develop their capacity to become more and more European, not only pursue a business strategy, but also contribute to this very civic environment and behave in a corporately responsible way. And I can only encourage them to do so. And that habit of working with society, with civil society, with local populations, to make sure that the whole delivery of services is not only as good as possible, but as civic as possible, that is part of a European approach to doing business. So that's not stricto sensu corporate social responsibility, but it is what a civic-minded company, a company that behaves as a citizen, this is important for them, and that was my first point. My second point is more strictly about corporate social responsibility. Stricto sensu, in the sense that is being given to the term. That is a capacity for a company to take onto itself commitments of an environmental nature, on a social nature, on an educational nature, with the view of bringing better developments into society. Here in Georgia, we have many actors who are engaged in various civil society, corporate social responsibility work, and I want to praise them. We have Emmaüs is a company that has been quite active. Emmaüs, as you know, has been created in France in the 1950s to help, first in France, but then out in other countries, people who have no housing and who are in the situation of very strong misery. It was launched by the Abbé Pierre in a very vibrant call on the radio and to have an outpouring of generosity. But it's not just I give to the poor, it's also I help the poor find a place in society through some specific organizations where they have work, when they have capacities to build up, to rebuild their own lives after hardships. Emmaüs is present here in Georgia, is doing lots of great things, and there are for example, the parents of the French school in Georgia or various companies who are the school itself are helping develop these programs to alleviate poverty in Georgia, especially in the context of the health crisis. Carrefour has also been very involved in especially the defense of the environment, in putting in place recycling schemes, putting it in place redistribution with Emmaüs and others, with a view to be a company that behaves as a civic company, that brings, it's a company that is happy to be in Georgia, it's a company that wants to give back to Georgia, to make sure that it is well in its environment, well integrated in its environment. And I think that is the right approach, and I want to encourage others to do so. We will soon have a Pullman hotel also, and I am sure that this hotel will be keen not only to have training programs for its own needs, but more to be also involved in society in the same spirit as Carrefour, to make sure that they give back to Georgia in addition to what they have received. And I want really to praise them for it. My last point will be about the role of the state, to address the role of the state, because we have sometimes the impression that corporate social responsibility will be about replacing the state. The companies will do good and therefore the state doesn't have to. And that would not be an approach that I would share. I don't think private charity replaces the commitment to solidarity that is a value underpinning citizenship in a modern state. I think we are French in France, you are Georgian in Georgia, because you feel that the country is there because you are part of the country, a project for a country to develop itself, and also that part of that project is to make sure that those who are less fortunate are also helped. So there is